Germany in the World Cup.
When he drew the penalty.
Yep, when he ghosted past Betty Pope. We should remind the listeners, by the way, and the viewers, that, of course, the Argentinians, the reigning World Cup holders, just having won the World Cup, and quite a few of their players here in this game, like Gallego, like Tarantini. A lot of pressure coming in from the World Cup stars here, Giorgio.
Yes. I said at the beginning, we were a bit frightened of them, and then we slowly started getting that confidence back. There you see Cruyff again doing that little move.
It's good to know that he seems to have come back to form, by the way, for the Dutch club Ajax.
And he even scored a goal in the first game.
Dennis Stewart then?
The funny thing in this game is that one of our teammates now, Rivelino, was marking me.
Yeah. You would talk about this game, by the way, with him, for example.
We talk about it, and it was a great exhibition. The class of these players are sometimes, it's astonishing.
Yeah. You can almost make a ball sit up on top. There's Olguin again. There's Lato. Little touch back to Rivelino, and look at that. You were talking about that left foot, Giorgio, there it was.
It was a great goal, that. Great setup, great ball control, and unbelievable effort. There you see the build-up.
Yeah, there's Olguin.
I think he gives it to Lato now.
Lato, that's right, yeah.
He holds the ball a second, goes to Kubias, holds it, just lays the ball back, and here it comes.
No chance for Jack Grant there.
I don't think you can fault anybody.
I don't think any goalkeeper in the world would have stopped that one.
No, I don't think so. It's a shame we don't see those kind of players anymore around because of the great ability they have.
Yeah, why is this actually, Giorgio?
I think the style of soccer is changing. I think it's more of an athletic type of soccer. It's more a running game, and it's more physical and skillful now. So therefore, the coaches, they all want players that can run for 90 minutes, but with less skill.
But we did see at the Gold Cup tournament in Uruguay at the beginning of '81 that the Brazilians especially, and also the Argentinians and the Uruguayans to a certain extent, can still produce skillful soccer.
Well, I think those are the only countries that can still produce these kind of players, because what they do is they emphasize much of their game on the skill, whereas the rest in most European countries, and also in Italy and in Germany, it's more 90 miles an hour game than the skill.
All the emphasis on work rate.
On everything, because, the most important thing is to win games, no matter if it's a good team plays well or a team plays bad.
Another good save there from Jack Grant, because that ball, I think, was slightly defected, that shot.
I have to come back a lot in this game because there's no space there to go. And as you know, in international matches, they like to mark zone. So if you make a mistake, you will just get off the ball.
Yeah. Although, of course, the West German team, they actually prefer still, to a certain degree, man-to-man marking.
Well, they have the players to adapt to that kind of game, so therefore it's easier for them to play that kind of style of game. And they're doing very well.
Yeah, they certainly are, yeah. Again, this close passing around the edge of the box, it didn't come off there, but...
I think Carlos Alberto read it very, very well there. He's a World Cup player too. So. That was the first time we played a Giant Stadium after a long time without the 35-yard line. So at the beginning we weren't used to it again.
Yeah. Yes, of course, this is something we should mention that, which I hadn't thought of either, is that the rules in this game are different, of course, from the normal NASL games.
Which finally this year we are changing back to like everybody else.
Which you think is a good thing?
Which is the way it should be, because
it's world soccer.
It's world soccer.
Now this, I think, should have been put away, or could have been put away anyway by all
I think he sliced it a little bit. It was a great build-up again. You see, these players, very seldom they give the ball away. It's always to their feet, and they never give a bad pass.
A little bit of space there, but and a good ball out to the right.
Like I said at the beginning, I have to come back a lot because there's not much space in front.
And a little bit of too many cooks spoiling the broth there, Giorgio?
Yes, I think we both went for the ball. Maybe I should have left it for Dennis too.
Yeah.
But if you notice, Toby, we're getting back into the game a little bit now. We're getting possession of the ball and we're trying to settle the game down a little bit.
Well, of course, with that team you had there, you had the players to do it, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot of great players out there.
That's France. A great covering by Reisberger there as well. He's such a good sweeper, isn't he?
And if you notice, every time there's always two players going onto the ball.
Yeah.
Just in case one misses, the other guy is there always to
Great
back
covering.
up.
Kubilius, the number 11, looks a little chubby. It's like he's carrying a bit too much weight. But he's still a fine player.
Yeah. I think people should understand that they just came back from the World Cup and they had about 4 or 5 days rest, so therefore I think they had a little bit of a good life.
Well, that Peruvian team, we shouldn't forget, was a great team too in 1978. They got off to a great start at the World Cup by beating Scotland, if I remember rightly, and got through to the second final round as well. There's another fine player, Americo Gallego. I think he played against you also for Argentina.
He did.
In 1981.
And he's still playing very well for the national team of Argentina.
We should mention, by the way, that during the next couple of weeks we'll be showing you some more great games from the Cosmos, including that one against Argentina. That shot past the post just before half-time. And now it's time for Kyle Roach Jr. with the Subbuteo Soccer Clinic.
As you know, a penalty kick is awarded when an attacking player has been fouled inside the penalty area. What results is
Thanks a lot, Kyle Roach. And now, the start of the second half, the World Cup All-Stars playing from right to left. With, I think, at least 4 substitutes. Something, of course, Giorgio, which you normally can't do.
No, it's because this was an exceptional game in the sense of it was a World All-Stars and we wanted everybody to play. And we wanted the people to see, you know, these great players. So we allowed this free substitution.
This, of course, happens a lot, though, in representative matches, doesn't it?
Well, I think, you know, the people come out, they pay their money to see the best. And 11 players can't play when, you know, you have so many good players out there. And it'd be a shame to leave the players on the bench.
What amazed me, though, because I was saying earlier, I've already seen this second half. Now, what amazed me was that it didn't really make any difference.
No. As a matter of fact, the game was a little bit faster in the second half than the first half.
But the way the four new substitutes in the World Cup All-Stars sort of linked in with the rest of the team was really amazing.
That's why, again, I don't want to repeat myself, but that's why they're great players.
I should tell you, by the way, who the substitutes are. Eskandarian, you know him very well, of course.
After that game, he joined us, he joined the Cosmos, and we're very happy for that.
He came on in place of Tarantini. He's wearing the number 3, Eskandarian. Batista, wearing the number 5, came on in place of Gallego. We're going to see a lot of Batista, by the way, in the second half. Cueto came on in place of Rivelino. A little disappointing that Rivelino went off, I think, Giorgio.
Well, he had a little bit of problem with his leg, so therefore, you know, he preferred not to come on in the second half.
And then Tamim came on in place of Lato. Tamim wearing the number 17 shirt. And Danifar, number 8, came on in place of Johnny Rep. Did you actually know all these players beforehand, George?
Yes, I knew the players because from Europe and from playing with the Italian national team.
And you knew their ability as well?
Yes. That's why we were all afraid. If you notice, Toby, they very seldom they give the ball away, always to their feet.
Great possession stuff. This is something I noticed, actually, when you're watching German soccer regularly. This is something that Bayern Munich do so well.
They like to keep the ball as much as they
play
can.
this possession game all the time. At the start of the second half, it looked as if the World Cup All-Stars were going to continue in the same mold.
I think, you know, the crowd helped us a little bit, and they wanted us to score a couple of goals or at least one goal, so therefore they were backing us a lot.
Now, you've played, of course, in many places all over the world, Giorgio. What about the Cosmos fans? How do they compare with others?
The Cosmos fans are very knowledgeable fans. and they only want the best. That's true of any sport in New York. And when we don't win, they get very upset.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
Well, they certainly saw the best in this game. This Weisbergen. He came forward a lot more, I noticed, in the second half.
I think they were trying to push for the second goal.
Yeah. That could have been the end if they'd got it.
I think so too. Chris Yassin, he's our indoor coach now.
Well, actually mentioning indoor coach, indoor soccer, you're playing that at the moment, aren't you, Giorgio?
We're playing indoor soccer. We have a regular league, the NSL.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm enjoying it very much. It's a fun game to play properly. It's a fun game. We're not doing so well because, you know, nobody's ever played indoor soccer from our team. So it takes a little bit of time.
Is it difficult to adapt?
It's difficult to adapt at the beginning, but once you adapt to it, you know, everybody really enjoys it. That's the problem you're having at the beginning. You see, nobody played across from Dennis Stewart.
But nobody at the far post?
Nobody at the far post.
Yeah.
That's because, you know, the players were still a little bit afraid.
So they were hanging back, yeah?
Hanging back a lot, yes.
There's Batista, number 5 there. Now keep an eye on him in this second half. Fine player. I think you'd go along with that, Giorgio.
Yes,
well, they're all fine players, yeah.
And he likes to shoot a lot, too.
Yeah, he hits the ball beautifully. And that was it. Great effort. You've had some very good goalkeepers, actually, haven't you, at Cosmos?
We've been very lucky with the goalkeepers. Maybe I'm a bit too far back there. I came all the way back to receive the ball, and you have to push up a little bit.
But as you were saying, you didn't have much room up front.
No. And we must, you know, people, our players want to prove that they can still play soccer too.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Because this game went all over the world, so therefore everybody had to prove something.
Yeah, outside of the States, players like yourself and Franz Beckenbauer and Carlos Alberto and so on, they often get a little bit of knocking, don't they, from other countries?
Well, because they say we went to a country where they don't play soccer.
Well, this game certainly proved that wrong, didn't it? Yeah. Well, there's Batista again. He had a fine second half, the Brazilian. As I was saying earlier, Giorgio, this game was played just after the World Cup finals. Now, I remember you in West Germany in the World Cup finals in 1974.
I'd like to forget about that. Here's a great chance for Vogie.
Yeah, but it was offside. Yeah. Again, this 35-yard line thing, I think. And this guy.
It got us into our trouble. You know, we played all season with a 35-yard line on this
And
game.
then suddenly there wasn't one there, yeah. Well, what I wanted to ask you was, were you sort of a little bit, or did you miss the atmosphere of the World Cup in 1978 when you saw some of the games on television and so on?
Well, I appreciated it, but you must understand that if you're not there, you're not there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
One of those things. I had my chance in 74 and we didn't do so well.
That's how it works out. Well, I think it was round about this phase of the second half that the Cosmos started pushing forward a lot more.
Yes, because the time was going by and the fans were getting a bit restless.
You know, we're going to see something. Watch this. How about that, Giorgio?
That's one of the most memorable goals, I think.
Oh, it's one of mine as well. It's one of the greatest I've seen. I think it must be one of the greatest you've scored as well.
I think so. I also give the ball to Beckenbauer and he gave it right back to me.
It was a beautiful work goal apart from that. The 1-2 on the edge of the box.
Dennis Stewart started it from right on the left-hand side. He goes to Bogie, chips it in. To Beckenbauer. I lay it off in my head. France did very well to follow through the ball. Then he gave a lovely ball in the middle.
Yeah, you still had to get it in the net, though. Now, that really is an amazing goal. That's one of the best. That will be the goal of the year, I think, Giorgio.
There's a little bit of right.